Good morning, Falcons. Thanks so much for being here to join us for online and advisory this morning. Our morning message, we want you to be thinking about two things. First, what's a moment that's positive that's happening for you right now that you think you'll remember for a long time? And second, who in your life is helping you keep hope alive right now? So be thinking about those questions. All right, our shout outs today. First up, I want to give a big shout out for all those students and families who are showing responsibility. We've had a number of people asking for help, just how to get access to certain resources and also how to make sense of this new distance learning. So, thank you for showing responsibility and asking for help. We're here to help make this transition as easy as possible. So, keep reaching out, it's the right thing to do. Second, there was a student who participated in our activity yesterday who said that the words that help them feel encouraged are, "You are doing amazing." So, to that student, you are doing amazing. Thank you for participating in this advisory. Thank you for sharing your ideas. We care about you. And students, I'll post that link again. Keep sharing with us the words that you need to hear to feel encouraged. Okay, announcements. Food continues to be available across the district from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please come and pick that up if it's a resource that you need. It's there for you. And we are continuing to check out Chromebooks at LaVenture Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So please come on over. We also have some other resources available, so reach out to us if you need pens, pencils, notebooks, snacks, things like that. We're here to help. And distance learning, here's your pep talk for the day. You've got this. I want you to be checking your email and also to be checking your Google Classroom. Okay, so make sure that when you're done with the advisory, you start your day, check your student email and check your Google Classroom. Okay, there's another video linked that just gives you some ideas about how you might structure your day. I know it's new, I know it's a transition, but you got this. You can do this. You're resilient. You're brilliant. That rhyme, brilliant and resilient. Okay, we know you can do this. Again, keep reaching out if you need help and try your best. Show that pride. Okay, our greeting today is a physical challenge greeting. So make sure that you're getting your blood flowing. Maybe you're doing some stretches or jumping jacks, plank, yoga, maybe the tree pose again. Maybe you're going to go for a walk, but make sure you take time this morning, one, to greet 3 people that you care about, wave hello. You can text them, call them, but make sure you get that physical movement in like right before you do that. It'll lift your energy level. You'll sound even more excited to say hello to somebody. So make sure that you take the time to do that this morning. You can pause the video, get some motion in, and then come on back and finish. Okay, our sharing today, 2 questions. I want you to talk to someone you're with or comment below. We will respond or text somebody that you care about. 2 prompts. So the first is what is a positive moment in your life recently that you think you'll remember really vividly, really clearly 20 years from now? Okay. And the second is who is someone in your life right now who's helping you keep hope alive? Okay. Question 1, positive moment you think that you'll remember vividly 20 years from now. And or question 2, who is someone in your life right now that's helping you keep hope alive? So pause the video. You can write this down in a journal first. You can talk to a friend about it, talk to someone you're with, comment below, but make sure that you're taking that time to connect around these questions and share with someone you care about. And then come on back for our activity. All right. Our activity today is going to be a story. So it aligns with our questions that we just talked about and sharing. And I found this story. It's by Vincent Perez, who is a director of a leadership camp. And his story is called I Could Help Anyone. And so as we read this story, I want you to be thinking about those 2 questions. A positive moment for you recently that you'll remember 20 years from now, and then who currently in your life is also helping you to keep hope alive. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can get this to be both full screen and have the camera on there. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So a real quick context too. We tell stories because stories help us feel connected. They help us feel a sense of hope. So we thought it'd be great to share this story with you today. I also know that in your ELA classes soon, you'll be returning to storytelling in the form of a memoir. So we thought this would be like a really good example to share. So thank you, Vincent, for sharing your story with leaders around Washington so that we can share it with our students. Okay, here we go. I Could Help Anyone by Vincent Perez. My mother left Santa Ana, California when I was in the fourth grade. In the fall of 1985, she took me, my brother, and two sisters north. We arrived in Kennewick, Washington in late October. By Thanksgiving, she had found work cleaning apartments. During her first week, she walked 5 miles to work because she couldn't afford a dime or bus fare. She walked back too. My family slept in the living room during our first snowy winter because we couldn't afford heat. However, we did have our first ever fireplace. I was responsible for keeping the fire hot throughout the night. I cherished the responsibility. I still love poking a fire to stir the embers, rejuvenate its warmth, and ignite fresh wood. I would add small logs throughout the night, and I was happy with the peace in our home and my mother's courage. My father was an angry, abusive man. I witnessed his destruction many times as a child. Once, my brother and I jumped out of our bedroom window to call the police at a neighbor's house. My father's rage did not stop. It took 11 years of terror before my mother finally escaped his wrath. We fled north 2 states. I always knew that if my father found us, he would hurt my mother in a very bad way, maybe even kill her. Even though our struggles now revolved around money and getting enough food to eat, we were happy and safe. It was wonderful to be free from the tension of a violent home. That Christmas, we had very little money. A small miracle came in the form of good people who saw a family in need. My mother's coworkers rallied to give us one of my most memorable Christmas celebrations. Food and toys were collected and brought to us by a man we didn't know. He also put up a tree. My siblings and I danced and jumped with excitement as the man brought in package after package. My mother cried. I was extremely surprised by the giving capacity of this stranger. If we could receive help from a man who didn't know us, then that meant I could help anyone. By spring, we were nearly on our feet. My siblings and I did well in school. We took on responsibilities at home, such as cooking and cleaning, and we cared for my little sister. And even though my mother was working full time and took a second job, we were still struggling financially. One Saturday, my siblings and I decided to have a garage sale. We would sell our toys. I had a hard time giving up a transformer I loved dearly, but my brother convinced me it was the right thing to do. We would lighten the burden on our mother's shoulders. Neighbor kids purchased our low cost prized possessions instantly. We took our earnings, walked to the grocery store, and bought bread, milk, and dinners for the weekend. My mother still talks about that day. When she returned home that evening, she knew that we understood the importance of giving and sacrifice. I think she knew what kind of people her children would become. Eventually, my mother worked her way up the ladder of the apartment rental industry and managed 9 separate apartment complexes. Meanwhile, I began to emerge as a student leader and became very interested in service work. I found that church was the best way to give. In high school, our youth group gathered food baskets and delivered them for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I always find joy in giving food. I also love to cook for people. My brother, sister, and I continue to live out lives of giving and service. We have all found positions in the social service field and education. My brother served in the US Air Force. My sister earned her master's in social work degree. I have learned that I love to be with groups of people who gather to serve others. When I serve other people and causes outside of myself, I become the best and most me. I hope you find other people in groups that help you become the best and most you. The end. Okay, I Could Help Anyone by Vincent Perez, right? Again, he's the director of a leadership camp here in Washington. So I want you to be thinking again, what has been a positive moment for you recently that you'll remember vividly 20 years from now? What were Vincent's moments that he still remembers, right? Those moments of growth that he experienced as a young person. And then also, who in your life is currently helping you keep hope alive? Who are those people for Vincent? Okay. And also, how is Vincent that person for others? All right, Falcons, remember, you're amazing. You've got this. Be respectful, be responsible, show pride, and we'll see you back for online advisory tomorrow.